blah, blah. Madam Speaker, this country is governed by not only the rule of law, but also by constitutionalism. The Constitution of Kenya 2010 is quite clear, it's quite unambiguous. In fact, the drafters of that constitution were very clear in their intentions that various arms of government would remain independent of one another. It is not in the province of somebody calling himself chief of staff of the executive, of the national executive, to purport to direct other arms of government on how to spend their money that this house has appropriated. Nobody, no person under the sun can direct this house, the judiciary, the governors, how to spend monies that have been appropriated. In fact, it is only this house that has got that attitude to direct anybody else by way of appropriation. And therefore, I want you to find, Madam Speaker, that this circular is misguided, is contemptuous, is unconstitutional, is improper, is illegal, is ridiculous, and is totally out of place.
You have made your point.
And this house should expand. If at all this circular has found itself in the records of this house, it should be expanded. But more importantly, the author of this circular should be directed. Should be directed.
Do you want to be informed?
Let me confirm here.
Honorable Junet, why are you not talking? Give him the mic. Give him the mic.
Thank you. Madam Speaker, I want to inform my leader that I've also come across this circular in the streets of Nairobi here. And I have never seen a more defective circular that has come out of the executive than this one. Madam Speaker, we have three arms of government, and we have two governments in one government, who are interdependent but distinct. We have devolved governments and we have national government. You cannot direct a governor elected by the people of the Republic of Kenya how to travel and who to carry and who not to carry. Governors cannot be managed from State House. That one is for a fact. The Constitution does not allow that. Parliament cannot be managed from the executive. The only person who can give directives in Parliament on how we shall travel or not travel, what to eat, not to eat, is the Speaker of the Republic of Kenya, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, if we allow this...
Honorable Junet, that's enough information for one day. Minority Leader, you've made your point.
I'm concluding. I'm just concluding.
You have 30 seconds. I'll give the Majority Leader.
And let me say this, that if this trend is not stopped, this country is going to turn to the dark jungle days. Madam Speaker, we have seen in the recent past State House attempting to even manage agencies within ministries. We have seen State House actually sacking CEOs of agencies, like the Earth Water CEO. We have seen now my good friends who are here with us last Parliament, Honorable Moses Kuria, Honorable Alice Wahome, being demoted just anyhow.
Order.
On account of this kind of nonsense.
Order. Order. Minority Leader, you have made your point. Kindly restrict yourself to the memo. I'll give the Majority Leader. I will give the Majority Leader 2 minutes to comment on it, and then we'll make our way forward. Majority Leader, 2 minutes.
Honorable Speaker, the issue being raised by the leader of minority would seemingly be a very legitimate matter if the purported circular, as the Honorable Junet says, he has also seen it from the streets. I have not seen it in the streets. I have just had the privilege of the Honorable Opiyo Wandayi sharing with me a bunch of papers that are not on a government letterhead, and therefore cannot ascertain whether this is indeed a circular from the government. Number 2, Honorable Speaker, he says it is signed by the Honorable Felix Kosgei. Indeed, the circular seems, or rather this bunch of papers, have the name of in the House. And Honorable Speaker, if we are to comment then on issues that are not properly before the House, because if Felix Kosgei wants to effect anything in Parliament, he would do so only through a properly documented process in line with the laws. And it is true, the head of public service cannot direct Parliament. That is a fact. When I read this bunch of papers, because I can quickly peruse through and read, there is absolutely nothing touching on Parliament, absolutely nothing. It is talking about cabinet secretaries, principal secretaries, yeah, delegations accompanying the president and the deputy president and the prime cabinet secretary. And it talks, on 5, it talks about governors of county governments, and it says, Honorable Speaker, because it's good to be factual, that delegations headed by governors of county government shall not exceed 3 persons, including the governor as the head of delegation 1+2, and shall remain guided by the tenets of circular number OP Cab 17A of 26th January 2015. 8 years ago, when myself and Honorable Opiyo were first-time members of Parliament, we do not have the benefits of sharing that particular circular of 2015 to know whether it came from the summit between governors and the executive. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I would only request you to rule that first, this bunch of papers are inadmissible. Number 2, Honorable Speaker, the leader of minority, as much has been very animated in moving his Honorable Speaker, protect me from the Honorable Mbui Nimrod, who is persuading me to use the word hot air. But I am trying not to use the word hot air. Honorable Speaker, and you could see, Honorable Speaker, when my good friend, the leader of minority, in his very animated gestures, has even veered off to now doing exactly what he's saying Felix Kosgei cannot do. That Felix Kosgei cannot direct the legislature. Equally, the leader of minority cannot be the one to direct the president of the Republic of Kenya on how to assign and reassign ministers he has appointed. Therefore, we must all, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. If we do not want Felix Kosgei to direct Parliament, and indeed he has not.
Majority Leader, you've made your point.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker, allow me to say this in conclusion. Felix Kosgei has not directed Parliament. Neither has he directed the judiciary. Neither has he directed governors.
Honorable Basil,
to the
what is banning out of order?
Circular of 2015.
Hold on, Majority Leader.
Has not been tabled. Honorable Speaker, to just...
No, Honorable Basil is on his feet.
Yeah.
If you can say on what standing order?
Standing order number 95. You need to make reference to it. What majority is holding was actually shared in the national TV, Madam Speaker.
You are totally out of order. Honorable Basil.
No.
Honorable Basil, maybe I need to update you, even if it was shared on TV, even if, no, I have heard him. Honorable Amboka, stop shouting. Stop shouting. You know, Honorable Basil has said that what the majority leader is holding was shown on TV. Is still not admissible in this house. So kindly, majority leader, finish up. Finish up kindly.
Honorable Speaker, thank you. And I must thank you, Honorable Speaker, because we must make it customary, Honorable Speaker, in line with our own traditions and procedures, that when a member seeks to interrupt another on a point of order, they do what Honorable Chepkonga has always insisted, and thank you for protecting me from the Honorable Basil. If, Honorable Speaker, I was saying from this bunch of papers, therefore, we cannot ascertain whether the 2015 circular, as I said, because that's the point where I was at, as I concluded, was pursuant to an agreement in the summit between the county governors and the executive, Honorable Speaker. And I would have prayed that the leader of minority would have been kind enough to table that particular circular of 2015.
Honorable
because
members.
It does exist.
Members, you know, Honorable Junet, you've already prosecuted this matter. If this circular, order members, if this circular is to be formal and presented to this House, the route is clear. It is to the Speaker or to the Clerk of the National Assembly. So I would say we hold our horses. If it gets here, it will be dealt with accordingly. It will be dealt with accordingly. Kindly, Honorable Wamoshomba, continue with your statement. We have to make way forward.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Today, the 5th of October, 2023, I seek to request for a statement regarding standardization and production of school uniforms in the country. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 44-2C, I wish to request for the statement from the chairperson of the Committee on Implementation regarding the development of a policy on standardization and production of school uniforms in the country. Honorable Speaker, on the day of March 8, 2023,